What's going on, man? It's your boy, Smoking with Spice today, man. We at the Herb Cigar Lounge, Pittsburgh, California. Um, I'm here today, man, to sit down with one of our members from the Herb Lounge, my boy D, better known as Slim. We in here, man. We gonna just talk a little bit, rap a little bit about what goes on in the Herb. Uh, how our members found us and what they think about the Herb and think about membership here. And we just gonna rap, man, and talk shit and swallow spit. What's going on with you, Slim?
Doing all right.
All right. So look, man, I just wanted to get in here, man. I don't know if anybody chiming in with us today, but if you have any questions afterwards, just say them to the end of our podcast, or our meeting and chit while we chit chatting with each other. But so look, just to start it off, man. What you smoking today? Slim?
So this is CAO Brasilia, Maduro.
All right.
Nice smooth stick.
So let me ask you a question about Maduros. So first of all, a Maduro is a stronger cigar, man. You got, I guess, 3 different levels of cigars. You got the Connecticut, you got the Habano, which is in the middle, and then you got the Maduros. So how did you start smoking Maduros? I mean, did you just come right in the game, and was that what you started with?
No.
Or what happened?
So for me, when I first started off, didn't really know a lot about cigars, but I got introduced to cigars from a friend of mine. There's a story behind it. I'll tell the story in a few. But long story short, I was going to the cigar stores, and I would just buy cigars that look good to me, right? Whatever looks good, I just buy it and try it, And of course, my palate hadn't been created yet, so Maduros were considered bad cigars at the time, right? Because I wasn't ready for them. So I was smoking a lot of mild, a lot of medium cigars, and as my palate increased, I went from the medium to full, all the way to the full body. But it's interesting because now I'm coming full circle to cigars that I thought at one time were not good cigars because my palate wasn't ready to actually enjoying them.
Right.
So what I would do is I would grab the cigars and I would keep the tags. And I would keep the tags of the ones that I liked. And then, the ones I didn't like, I would discard. So what do you think I was discarding in the beginning? Maduro. Right. So then I end up with all these medium tags. Maduro's gone away. And then finally, as I start to grow and I start to move towards the Maduros, it's changed now. So majority of my tags are Maduro tags with a handful of medium. And I pretty much don't smoke mild.
Got you. So I noticed when you said the palate. Same thing with when if you're a chef, your palate change, you're tasting different foods and things like that. Same thing goes on with wine tasting and all the other things. Tasting a cigar. You might taste something, start experiencing this your journey, your palate, taste buds has changed. So let me just say this. I know we might be live and all of that. At the same time, I am active. I do have the lounge open. So I do got customers coming in, you guys. So I might have to step away from time to time to make sure that they get that experience. Because when you come in here, it's your cousin's house. So don't mind me. I got some people falling in here. I'm going to have Big Rooster, man, question Slim a little bit, and I'm going to bounce in and out if I have to. So don't mind me. We just heard from smoking cigars and sharing information. All right? So look, one thing I'm going to ask you, because I do have some customers that's coming in. We'll talk about the membership at the Herb. Have you been at any other cigar lounges and been a member of them? Okay, so why and why the hurt? And I'm gonna get right back with you guys. I'm gonna have Big Rooster take over, but I'm popping in and out. Don't mind me. Answer that question.
So when it comes to these cigar lounges in the Bay Area, I've been to a lot of them. You know, most of the time, where I'm at now in my journey, my cigar journey, I pretty much each city that I'm in, if I'm going to be in the city for a while, I'm Googling, you know, cigar stores, cigar lounges in the area. So if I'm going to be there for a while, I'll pop in, see what they got in the humidor, whatever it may be. But the one thing that was ironic is here in the Bay Area, Greater Bay Area, California, there weren't a lot of people that look like me inside the lounges, right? So, you know, cigars are a great conversation piece, right? So when I come into a lounge and I sit down to talk, you know, I like to talk with people with like minds, you know, and have interesting conversations. So, you know, something that kind of bothered me was as you sit down over a leaf in uncomfortable settings is, what do you do for a living? Right? And it's one of my pet peeves, right? So, you know, I take it as a level that people use to gauge on how to respect you, the level of respect they're going to give you, you know. And the one thing about these things that makes it beautiful is people of all walks of life come together behind this leaf, you know. It brings everybody together, you know, from the postman to the millionaire on Wall Street. It's all about the leaf.
That's what it's all about. So I like how you said that, man. How you said it you know, from the postman to the millionaire on Wall Street.
Right.
The power of the leaf will bring all of that together.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. So with that being said, like Mike said, you know, why the Herf and why become a member of the Herf?
So, well, for one, it's personal. You know, I have history with Mike. We go back. You know, so yeah, we go back to childhood. So that is a plus. But I also was frequenting the Herf before they acquired it. And you know, no disrespect. You know, I would come in and you know the energy was a little bit different. You know, but like I said, it was about the humidor for me. You know, so I come in, grab my sticks, and I go sit out on my boat and smoke, and just you know, and chill. You know, once a month I would come in, grab a bunch of sticks, and it was kind of my routine. And one particular day, I come in, and he's sitting in the chair. Right? He's sitting in the chair, and from that point on, I'm signing up today. So if you look back, well, we haven't hit the tour, but on the back they have a list of first 25. I'm on that first 25.
Yeah. First 30. Yeah. First 30. We got a plaque for our first 30 members. And man, and they hold that plaque. They hold that plaque to their heart, you know. So, you know, we just I'm just chiming back in. I'm kind of know where he was at as far as because we've talked about it before. I hope you answered that question. Let me ask you something else. So, coming in from the previous time you came in to where we took over, what was that feeling walking through the door? I will put it like this: after you knew that we had took over, and beyond then, what was that feeling just walking through the door?
I'm home. You know, I'm home. Yeah. You know, and to this day, you know, remember This is my house.
Exactly.
This is my house. You know,
So one thing we do,
so.
one thing we, when everybody walks in here, I don't care who you are, it's your cousins. So I'll say this to you guys. Once I got into the business, I've only been in the business for almost 6 years now. It's been 5 or 6 years, and I've been to only a couple of cigar lounges before even getting into the business. But one thing I know, and one thing we concentrate on is customer service, and things have to always change. It's not a standard thing it is a standard thing with cigars and cigar lounges, right? But just like everything else, things evolve. So when you come in here, it's not a library. You don't have to be super quiet or anything like that. We got enough space here where you can pick a quiet corner, or you can sit at the table of the leaf, or you can go upstairs and just get together with your folks. So I'm saying all that to say this. This is a whole different thing. We push into a whole different level of cigar lounges, especially in California, because when you're looking out of state, you go to Atlanta and all these other places, man. They partying, man. They having a good time together, smoking cigars. They all hurting, man. So I don't know. What about you, Bruce?
Well,
What kind of questions you got for us?
Well, I'm gonna start with you. As a owner, the differences in people that you see, what you think bringing together, other than the leaf,
Other than the leaf, as far as the cigar,
the fellowship, what do you think it is?
well,
The comfortability of how you treat people,
Well, one thing, when people come in, it's intimidating to a lot of people, especially first-time cigar smokers. You don't know what to expect when you come into a lounge. That's why I walk into the humidor with everybody that come in here. I mean, I'll ask them, and 9 times out of 10 they'll say, "Yeah, come on in. I need some help," and I can point them into the right direction. I think that goes a long way. The other thing is when you come out the humidor, and I take you, and you're a first timer or anybody that just want to have that experience of coming into the herd. You come in here, man, all the members or anybody that's in here, and it's amazing to me to see everybody get up or say hello or shake a hand, and it's amazing to me to bring someone in here and just I've seen them be intimidated, and want to smoke off in the corner, but then when they meet some of our members and they ask them to sit down at the table, they don't want to leave. So that right there is that means a lot. And this might sound a little weird, but we got probably about 35 members. And one thing I do love, and I've seen it twice, I love to see a member get so comfortable that they just fall asleep, just like they at their cousin's house.
That's what's up.
I got pictures of some of the members sleeping here, but they're so comfortable.
Hey, I didn't fell asleep with him before, so I get that. So Slim, being that you've been smoking for how long now?
I started smoking these particular cigars in about 03, 04.
Okay, so
22 years.
So you know the ins and outs a little bit about the whole little cigar language.
Right.
I'm gonna call it.
Right.
How did you start smoking?
So it's funny. So I used to ride motorcycles, and we would go on these road trips. And me and a few of the old heads, we would get together once we got somewhere where we were going, and we would sit down and we would have a stick together. So one of the OGs, I'm smoking with him. At this time, I'm smoking Black and Mild, right? I'm in my mid-20s at the time. And so he look over and say, "Slim, What's that you smoking? Like him out, right? Let me check it out, right? So I hand it to him, you know. He takes it and he tosses it, right? And he goes, hand me that satchel over there, right?
Hold on, before you keep going. How did you feel about that? Go on to be
So at the
truthful.
time, I respected him so much. I knew there was something behind it.
Okay.
You know,
That's wrong.
And I was actually welcoming it. So I grabbed the satchel, he thumbed through it. I'll show you something. Take it out, cut the end, toast the front, right? And he handed it to me. So take a couple puffs, right? You say, you'll thank me later.
Yeah.
23 years later, I didn't look back and touch the black.
I love that story though, man. That's raw.
True story.
That's raw.
Yeah.
That's a raw story. So do you remember what the first cigar was that he had
That
gave
I
you?
do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Was it? Do you remember if it was strong? Or?
No, it was a medium. It was a medium.
Gotcha.
So that's all he smoked was medium.
Okay.
That's a trip how you talk about a black and mild, right?
Mhm.
Because I get a lot of beginners that come in here, and that's one of the questions I ask them. You know, what do you think you want to taste? You know, and then I'll go down the line of tasty cigars or sweet cigars that we have. And this particular cigar that I tasted, because I smoked the black and mild, you know, years ago, and it's a cigar called it's a Legend. It's called Legend, and it's the Legend Black. And when I first smoked that cigar, you know, coming through thinking that every cigar was harsh and all of that, and I got a hold of that Legend Black. I thought I was doing something. I was in the game there. And so when new people come in and I'm able to talk to them and I ask them, that's one of the questions. Have you ever smoked a black and mild? Right? Because a lot of beginners,
Right.
you know, or people that wanted to smoke,
Right.
or thinking about advancing, because it is a cigar, but it's not a premium cigar.
Exactly.
It's not a premium cigar. See, these are premium cigars that we're into and smoking now. But, or however, when I asked them have they ever tasted a black and mild, as a matter of fact, I had a customer yesterday, and I went through the line of the tastes that he wanted to taste, and I said, have you ever smoked a black and mild? He said, yeah, and his eyes lit up. I said, oh, I got the perfect cigar for you. That's when you advancing or you stepping into the real, I would call it the real cigar world. So I gave him that cigar, Legend Black. Oh man, he come back now and grab him by the handful. You know, so
That's what's up.
That's the beginning of the journey.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the journey.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So, and this is a question for both of y'all, right? Because you know a lot of people look down on smoking. How did people receive you smoking cigars? You know, once you started, this is what I do.
Like who?
What like just people
Man,
you know,
man,
you the
yeah.
fam, anybody. When you first start, say, hey man, you know I'm smoking sticks now. You know this is what I do. What was the welcoming warm, or was they like, oh man, you know, because you know I get a lot of people on live always say, oh man, you need to put the cancer stick down, and you know this and that it causes. I say, man, everything causes cancer. You know, food you buy, the air you breathe.
Well, these cigars, for one, don't have all those chemicals that cigarettes and all those other tobaccos have. I smoked cigarettes at one point, and when I got into the cigar game, I had to do my research because you're not supposed to inhale cigars. And I took it all the way back to the Cuban days. And so going back and learning from then to now, I got an understanding or an overstanding that the tobacco that's actually grown for cigars and age don't have those chemicals in it. And the other thing is you don't inhale cigar smoke. You can go back on YouTube right now and they question George Burns about his cigar smoking. I think he said something. They asked him about his doctor, and he was like, what? He was almost 100 years old at the time, whatever. He said, shit, his doctor is dead. You know, so
You know, about 10 cigars a day.
yeah, 10 cigars a day. I got members here that smoke 6 cigars a day. They look way younger than what their age is. You know, so everything ain't for everybody. You know, but it's more than just the cigars. It's the fellowship. You know, and especially my journey and what I've seen, you know, is the power, man, the real power to leave, you know. I don't know, just think about it, man. They used to have the Indians sitting around smoking and passing the pipe, right? Over and discussing major activities and things they was trying to decide, right? So,
And it's just like anything that anybody partakes in, whether it be wine drinking, you know, some people continue to develop a palate for wine.
right.
You know, and you grab the wrong wine for so many different times. It's like, hey, I don't like wine. And then somebody introduces you to that perfect wine. And all of a sudden now it's like, okay, here's my journey. You know, and the same thing with cigars. You know, a lot of it is just your experience, your first experience, right? You know, and it's like anything else, it's like riding a bike. You know, you fall that first time, you gonna get up and ride the bike again, or are you gonna put the bike aside and say, I'm done with it? Well, cigars are the same, it's similar, because you can have a good experience or you can have a bad experience depending on who's coaching you throughout it, right? You know, because if you smoke and you get sick in that first experience, it's not as good. You might, oh yeah, I'm done with cigars, this and that, right? But then you try it again and you get with the right coach and you learn to smoke the right way, your journey could begin at that point.
That's a good point.
That's
man,
a great
because-
point.
That's a good point because when I first picked up a cigar, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I don't even want that.
yeah.
I'm cool.
And I've had my moments. I've had my moments where I grabbed a particular cigar that was a little too strong at the time for my palate, you know, and it had to, you know, it hit the stomach a little bit, you know, and you know, but like I said, for me, at the point I was at, I was so into my journey that I knew I just needed to back off, you know, and you know, it helped with my journey as far as my palate too, you know, so I knew where the end game was. And I'm not there yet. You know, I'm right here. So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So let me piggyback on what
Yeah,
he's saying. And what's so beautiful about my journey at this point, I'm able now to go full circle all the way back. Cigars, when I first started a couple of years ago that I didn't like, I'm trying it again because my palate has changed, and I'm like, oh, it's a different type of. I thought, you know, I didn't really like this cigar at one point, but now I'm going back through because my palate has changed.
right.
I'm smoking everything, especially for me now because I taste everything. I don't like everything, but I taste everything because I sell cigars. I want to be able to tell you what this cigar reminds me of, or the notes that's in the cigar. If it tastes, if it has a peppery taste, a lot of nutty flavors, wood flavors, or if it's sweet, got the grape taste, or anything like that. So my journey has been, man, full circle. I'm loving it. Like you said, I go back now and I smoke. I try everything.
Right.
I know my talent at this point. I'm a Habano smoker. Smoke things that's in the middle, you know. Not the Connecticut. It's a little bit too light for me. Some Connecticut's that's pretty good to me now. And I go back, you know, depending on how I'm feeling for that day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like something strong. Then I might smoke a Maduro, or I might have some samples that somebody is giving me you know, to smoke, and I tried, but yeah, that was a good point,
Yeah.
man, and that's what helped me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and going back to that, the importance of you trying everything, the fact that you are an owner and you're selling cigars, the knowledge, you gotta know. You know. Time I talk about a cigar, I'm gonna tell you about it because I smoke a cigar. I'm not gonna tell you about any cigar that I have not smoked, right? So when that was another thing about my journey. I read the tobacconist book. You know, I was deep into it, so I got to reading about it, YouTube channels, and I wanted to increase my knowledge about cigars because if I'm going to be smoking them and I'm going to have a conversation about it, I want to at least know what I'm talking about. And if I'm going to share information, I want to make sure I'm sharing information that I've learned or I've partaked in myself. You know, so and it's funny going back to Maduro versus Corojo versus Habano. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking that all Maduros are strong. Right?
Right.
Maduro's just the color of the wrapper. Where it actually sits on the leaf.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
where it sits on the plant. Right?
Hold on, man. We want you to say what's up to the world, man. You welcome in here, man.
This is one of our members, man. I know we said that this was the first interview, but this is actually the second interview, and this is what I mean. You know, our members, man, they come in, man, and they're like family. So this is Rufus, man, and we're just talking about the perfect experience and membership and things like that. And so I'll ask you a quick question. You don't have to go too far into it, but what inspired you to become a member of the Hurt?
This was easy. Coming prior and not being around for a while. I came back. And the first thing someone said, it's different. It's like family. I said, okay, let me experience which side of the family I want to be on. You know, there's two different sides of the family.
Right.
Good side and bad side. So being here, watching the sports, smoking good sticks, feeling the environment of just fun, laughter, no drama. You can be who you are, no judgment. Everybody is coming together, common goals. You sit at the table. Everybody has different stories. You learn from each other, glean information from each other, and it was a no-brainer. So I said, I just had to. I had to be a member. Where do I sign up?
Yeah, I want to say, man, that stick you got about 2 blocks long, man. Yeah. Hey, man. So just real fast, I'm gonna let you get back to, because I know you was trying to duck us for a second, but real fast, man. Just meeting Spice and Jan and Turo and Cole. How was that experience?
Oh, like I said, it was just like it said. It's like meeting your cousin. It's just like that. You know,
Cousin's house.
You know, there's a Greek word for fellowship. It's called koinonia. And that's what it is. True fellowship, when you come together and you're able to be like-minded. So I met all of them, different personalities, but all the same.
We appreciate you, man.
That's what it is.
I learned something new today too.
Yeah. And them words wasn't rehearsed.
Yes, right.
Wasn't rehearsed.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no doubt.
So with that being said, I'm gonna get back to Spice and Slim. I want to ask y'all, you can stick around if you want to.
Go Raiders.
I want to ask y'all. So now that y'all you experience when you bring new people in, like friends or family, how does that come off? Especially the ones that are accepting of it. What are some of the things that reciprocate and say, hey man, I appreciate you, or just bringing new people in, because a lot of people, like a lot of women are smoking, a lot of young guys And Spice, we've sat here with guys in their 20s, and we like they're pretty intelligent for
With heads on their shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
all facing north. I think, and this is just my opinion, and I'll say two things because I tell a lot of the new people that's coming in that want this experience. The first thing you do, the first thing you should do when you want a cigar or when you get in the cigar game is you want to take time out for yourself. That's the first thing you're thinking about, right? I need to take time out for myself, whether it's an hour, whether it's 2 hours, whether it's for the day or whatever. And you got cigars for any time, any amount of time that you want to spend for yourself. You might want to spend 45 minutes to yourself.
Right.
You got cigars that's geared and focused on a 45-minute smoke.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Then you got cigars that's say you want to take 2 hours. You're gonna be 2 hours to yourself. You got cigars, man, that'll take you 2 hours to smoke, or an hour.
Right.
So that's the first thing that I talk about when you get into this journey is take the time out for yourself. Then you pick the cigar. You don't want to come in rushing a cigar. They're not cigarettes. They're not Black and Milds and all that. You want to sit down and you want to enjoy the smoke or enjoy the moment of smoking a cigar, right?
that's great advice.
So that's the first thing. Then once you understand the levels of cigars, right? Then that's where you start. You can start as a novice. You can say, hey, I want to go for the gusto, or you can say, hey, I don't know anything about cigars. I want something smooth and sweet. All of that intertwined in just your experience, because that's what it's all about. That's why I said at the beginning, you can come in this place, in our place, and you can duck off in the corner and be on your own, won't nobody bother you. If you want to, talk and collaborate, you can also do that. So that's the first thing you need to think about, and then just sit back and enjoy the experience, because you got people, you got all sorts and types and colors and ranges of people, man, that interesting people, man, that you'll meet behind the leaf. Now, the other thing I was going to add to that, because the question, it was like a two-part question, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Well, I was just saying, like, how do people basically receive when you introduce them to, how do they reciprocate and say to you things like, hey man, that was cool, or what's some of the things people have said to you in a positive way?
They say the normal things, hey,
right.
Man, I'm glad I came by, man. I was paying attention to you guys on the gram or whatever platform, and I just wanted to come and check it out. But the real, the way that I get it, you don't really have to say nothing. I can look at your face. I can look at your eyes popping out your head, and I can look at the way a person just stops and looks around. And when somebody comes through this door, you already know that most of the time they're like-minded. They want the experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference of somebody wanting the experience than somebody getting the experience forced on them, right? Right. So that's how I get it.
Okay.
And so for me, I'm not selling cigars.
Right.
So when I'm bringing people in, I'm blessing you with a cigar.
Exactly.
Right. So this was one of the things where I learned friends and people that I brought in and introduced them to cigars too, a part of my journey was learning not only levels of the cigars, but the pricing that goes with the levels, right?
Okay.
So you think a lot of people may come in and think, oh, okay, this is a $50 cigar, this is a $100 cigar, this got to be a great cigar. It's not always the case.
It's not always
Right.
the case.
So, and for me, as my journey progressed, you know, I did spend more on cigars, right?
Right.
So there was a point where I had a humidor full of great premium sticks, right? And I would introduce it to somebody new, and they might smoke half that stick. You know, great experience for them though, but they smoke half that stick and they're done, right? You know, and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, $25, $30 stick, you know, $20 stick, right? So now, you know, without getting offended, it's not on them, that's on me. So I had another journey of finding the levels of cigars and the prices, right? So now I can walk into a humidor and point out 10, 20 different cigars under $20. Great smokes, right? I give you a $12 stick, right? You're gonna have a great experience. You're new with it, right? And if you do put it down halfway through the stick, I'm out at $10, $12, you know? So that was part of my learning experience, right? Because I do want to introduce people, and I don't want to say, "Oh, okay, let's go smoke," and you got to spend this money. And I'm introducing it to you. No, I want to bless you with the cigar, so you're not taking no L's. And then you thinking if you did have a bad experience, man, I didn't spend my $20 and I didn't like this cigar. And no, I'm gonna bless you with a cigar. And it's gonna be great, and you're not gonna know what the price is.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, and that's, you know, just for example, because I didn't know, but I learned.
Right.
As I learned exactly what you, and I learned that from you too.
Right.
But the other thing is, we have a cigar, right? When we first got here, it was a cigar here, right? One of our members through the whole, no, it wasn't a member, it was an owner. Through the whole, I mean, it was probably about 50 cigars because it was cheap. $5 cigars, right? And we didn't know. We just said, we don't want these cheap cigars in here. We're gonna be on this level, right? Come to find out, we had customers coming in asking for that cigar. And we're like, well, why would they want that cigar? And so I asked the customer, you know, and he told me, he said, and this cigar is called a Fugly. For you guys that don't know, it's a Fugly, and it's a $5.99 cigar, $5.99. This cigar, I asked the guy, well, what is it about the Fugly that you like? He said, well, you know, I like cigars. But when I'm at work and I'm on break or go to lunch or anything like that, or have a 10-minute break or whatever, I can smoke this cigar, you know, within that 10 minutes or that 30 minutes, right? But if I can't smoke it, I can throw it down and it don't cost me much. And those cigars right there, even though they $5.99, oh man,
They have their place.
they got their
Everything
place,
has
and
their place.
they're not a bad cigar.
Yeah.
So it's funny because when I first got introduced to it, I was like, Fugly. I say, what that mean? Fucking ugly or something? You know?
Right.
And they was like, no, that's just the name of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I've smoked a couple of them. So I actually like them. You know what I'm saying? I see what people are saying. You know, and so it's kind of like when Antonio had those little chocolate cigars.
Yeah.
Those things, man, they went though.
Yeah.
I loved them. They was good. So, you know. So Spice, y'all got some things coming up. You care to tell the world what you got coming up?
Man, we got a lot of things coming up, but just right off the top of my head, one of the events that was a smash in here, man, was the smoker jacket event, you know. And so we got that coming up real soon. We have a event celebrating one of my partners, other owner's birthday. Just to mention that we started off with four of us. It was me, Corey, Toro, and Jan. Well, actually five. But one passed away in October, and so we kind of had to, get our feet back up under us, and so we're gonna celebrate his birthday as well, with Turo. So those two events we got coming up. We got a business mixture coming up. So we got some things coming up. That's just right the top off of my head. Super Bowl party. Oh, that's gonna be a big one.
Going under your customer, man. Me and Slim, we'll hold it down real fast. And
for sure.
Keep that on your tip of your tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Slim, like some of the events you come to, like we were just here for an event Sunday, and the place was packed. No trouble, no ignorance, none of that. Just people having a good time. And when you come to events like this, how that make you feel as a,
So for me, I was outside, right? I was outside. So this change of pace, it was good for me, right? And with us being like family and this whole thing being like a family atmosphere, there was no drop off. So I look forward to it, right? I look forward to the experiences, right? And then I contribute, so we come in, we might potluck, whether it be food, whether it be drinks, whether it be whatever, right? So the experience is always for me. It's something that I look forward to every time we have something going on.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I really enjoyed that as well, man. Just kicking back and it was people I hadn't seen in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And just just enjoying the whole atmosphere.
Right.
Everybody, everybody know their place.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in, man, you have a good time, sit down, and you keep it going. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. So we doing. What's going on with you? That's another member there. Y'all met him on the first interview. Y'all met him on the first one, then.
So I tried that Amorosa leaf.
You did.
Very good.
Oh, you like it?
Lucione had one made from that Amorosa leaf.
Okay.
Very good.
So y'all hear the man? He thought we learned something new, and we make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
This is the mayor. This is the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh. For all you guys that don't know.
That don't know.
Yeah, but I did. I tried it last week. But I tried to have a few of them.
Okay. Cool. That's
Lucione's got them.
Lucione.
Lucione.
All right.
All right, Gary.
Love you, Ray.
Yeah, that's cool. So we was talking about that on the first interview when he walked in, and one of the dudes in the live was telling us about that. And I brought him one, and it wasn't. I guess it wasn't.
Right. Yeah, he's the big killer in this community.
Right.
It's interesting because he's gave me a lot of game on the history of Pittsburgh.
Right. So it looked like we got a few minutes left here, y'all. We're gonna
Let me mention this real quick.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
And I wanted him. He's a customer, man. He's not a member, but he's a customer, great customer, man. He just came in here and bought 5 fuzzies.
5 fuzzies. I heard you telling we were just talking about
5
that.
fuzzies, right? He got 3 nice premium sticks. He got a big 770, and he had 5 premium cigars. He's in a rush. I told him to come through and just explain why he grabs fuzzies. And just I asked him to come and mention what he said, but I'll tell you a little bit of what he said. I can't remember word for word. But he said, man, yeah. He said, man, I'll go on break. He said, I'll smoke half the stick. You know what I'm saying? When I get off break, I'll stick that half in the windowsill, come back out and smoke it.
That's what's up. That's what's up right there.
But he just bought 5 of them.
5 fuzzies.
He's a real premium cigar smoker, but he always has his premium cigars, and then he get his fuzzies.
That's what's up right there.
So
that's what's up right there. So we're gonna get ready to close this thing out. Man, if y'all want to get y'all spiel and we get up out of here, man, it's been a great interview with both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I like how y'all piggyback off of one another. You know what I'm saying? This is what conversation is about. It makes you, you may not be thinking of that thing right at the moment,
Right.
but he may say something and then you like boom, or you might say something and he like,
It's not scripted.
it's
live.
Yeah, it's live, man. Hey, you can't. Hey, listen, man. This ain't Hollywood, man.
You got me on this live, man. We got D on this live, man. Now I'm from the old code, man. Hashtag old code. You know what I'm saying? And it's Smoking with Spice and Power of the Leaf. Man.
Power of the
Leaf, man. Remember that, man, because this cigar lounge. I mean, the Herb Cigar Lounge and friends and family. We in the uprise, man.
Yes, sir.
We in the
Yes,
uprise,
sir.
man. Only black cigar lounge in Northern California, y'all. Only black cigar lounge in Northern California. However, business is business.
Northern
Business is
California ain't
business.
small, y'all.
Business is business.
Northern-
So all that other stuff don't mean nothing.
Right.
Let's just come in here to do what you came to do.
Have
And
a
that's
good time.
smoke.
Smoke.
Smoke
That's
and
what's up.
fellowship.
What you got to say on your way out of here, Slim?
Oh man, the experience was great, man. I appreciate you guys having me here today. Yeah, like I said, it's a family affair, so
That's what's
you know,
up.
this is not the last time you guys will see me.
That's what's up. That's what's
I look
up.
forward to
Yeah, like that movie say, let's do it again.
Let's do it
You know what
again.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
do it again. Hey, with
And
that,
listen, if your audience, if they have any questions,
yeah,
about etiquette for a lounge or anything like that, man, ask them. We'll get back on next time, man.
we'll get back
If
on
it's
next
not-
time, or y'all can put it in the chat,
Yeah.
or y'all can put it on under the video live in the comments, and I'll make sure that I read the comments, respond to you, and also let Spice know what's going on, or Slim. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, y'all, we're gonna rock up out of here. Man, it's been a pleasure smoking with Spice, hanging out with Slim, Spice and Slim. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what else can you ask for, man? Two good brothers telling you their stories about the leaf and the power of the leaf. And these are good stories. These ain't just, these ain't nothing made up. Like you say, ain't nothing scripted. These are straight off the rip.
Right off the press.
Right off the rip.
Some of our members come up and just jump in the camera. Yeah,
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
right.
So
That's right.
we're gonna try to get another couple of members in here. We're gonna definitely have Slim with us. I mean, man, I don't know if we want to do this on a regular. What's up, Blue Lotus? How you doing, darling? But yeah, with that being said, y'all know how we do when we get up out of here.
Blue Lotus, that's a nice name for a cigar.
You see? Hey, Blue Lotus, you see that, huh? Blue Lotus cigars now, huh? Yeah. And with that being said, we're gonna rock up out of here, y'all. And we're gonna call it a day, and we're gonna give y'all our outro. You know what I'm saying? And it goes like this.
I'm a cigar aficionado, having nose in my hand, take it real slow. Robustos when I want that short show, Connecticut shade for the